Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button with the post notification bell turned on and follow us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now what a day Monday night was for the European Championships. Now normally I start off with the early game between the two in the groups and then I'll go on to the late game, but we have to start with that late game between England and Norway from the Amex Stadium. What a win that was for Sarina Wiegman's side last night, winning 8-0, yes 8-0, a record breaking 8-0 as well, for the most goals scored in a game at a European Championships, as they absolutely battered Norway. 5-0 up at half time. Beth Mead once again running the show. Ellen White, fantastic performance from her as well. And Norway just didn't have a hope in hell at all in this game, and it was just a phenomenal performance from Sarina Wiegman's side. Georgia Stanway got the goals started off after 12 minutes for a penalty after Ellen White was brought down by Manchester United's Maria Thorstadottir. Now I've looked back at this penalty a few times and it's one of them where it's very light and many would see it as a dive, but at the same time Thorstadottir has her hands a bit around White, so you can understand why the ref gave the penalty. Then afterwards, Lauren Hemp started the next goal after 3 minutes later. Then Ellen White got her first of the evening. Then Beth Mead got on the act, scoring 2 goals in 4 minutes, 34th and the 38th minute. And just before half-time, Ellen White got her second to make it 5-0 at half-time to England. Norway then made a sub at half-time, bringing on Guro Bergsman for Karina Savek. However, it was far too late for that. 5-0 up at half time. England just knew that they could come out and continue running riot and not give Norway an absolute sniff out the back line. I mean, all night Mary Oates might as well have been in the stand. She wouldn't have had an easier night in her career so far for England. Elsewhere, then Alessia Russo, who came on just before the hour mark, got England's 7th, and then Beth Mead completed a hat-trick 9 minutes from time to get her 3rd of the match obviously, and England's 8th. And once again, Beth Mead under Sarina Wiegman is an absolute different animal. I mean, she might be one of the best players in world football at this moment in time, especially on the international stage. Obviously a lot of people know that her anger this past season, both for England and Arsenal, has been due to the fact that she was left out by Hegerisa at the Olympics. So her goal involvements under Sarina Wiegman have just been astronomical, and now I think, if I'm correct in saying, please comment down below if I'm wrong, it's now 29 goal involvements for Beth Mead under Sarina Wiegman and at England. So it's just phenomenal level to see what Beth Mead is capable of doing, and let's see how far she can progress. On the Norway side of things, it was just one of those days. They were defensively awful. The likes of Carolina Graham Hansen, Ingrid Søstred Engen and Ada Hegerberg had nothing to offer up top, and then the back line, they couldn't deal with England's high press, and the likes of Julia Blackstad, Maria Thorstadottir all had really bad games for themselves, so they'll be hoping that their final game later on this week they can sort it out and put up a much better performance, because it's not all over for Norway. They can still progress into the quarterfinals. However, obviously having the worst goal difference is going to make it quite hard compared to Austria, who are in second. Now, speaking of Austria, they managed to get their first win of the tournament, beating Northern Ireland 2-0 with Katharina Schietl and Katharina Naschweng scoring the 2 goals. Again, it was a game that was heavily dominated by Austria throughout large periods of the game. Northern Ireland had 5-minute spells every now and again throughout the game where they looked like they could potentially get a late goal or an equaliser. However, in the 88th minute, Naschweng scored the final nail in the coffin, and it has made it pretty hard now for Northern Ireland to potentially get through to the quarter-final stages due to their goal difference as well. They've both them and Norway have a -5 goal difference, so it's going to be hard for one of them two sides to progress through to the latter stages, because obviously Norway face Austria on Friday, whilst Northern Ireland play host to England as well on Friday evening. So it's going to be quite hard for both of them sides to get anything and hope of progressing, especially with the -5 goal difference compared to Austria's +1 goal difference. So it's going to be very hard to see them two progress, but you never say never in the world of football. But once again, what a cracking match it was last night for England and Beth Mead, as they continue to do the spectacular and look formidable against any team. And can they go all the way and lift the trophy? Who knows? Don't write them out yet. It's definitely one to keep an eye out on for the rest of this tournament. Right, like I said at the start, make sure you like and subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. And until next time, we'll see you soon.